down A site, and then you've got the like of a Viper who will put the wall down long on B towards the containers. So nothing really out of the ordinary here as we head into this pistol.
Yeah, sorry, just a little bit of an issue on my side with the stream, but it's going to be sorted out
enemy
now, and we've got audio again. Fantastic. As in the time it took me to fix an issue I had, the round's already over.
Yeah, that was a very, very fast-paced defensive hold from the side of ESUBA. And one thing I liked was the combination of the poison orb from the Viper going down towards the middle of the map, which was actually the enemy team, which was Wave side of things, and they completely used that against them by putting the recon dart going straight through the middle of it. They got all the information they needed on where their players were. They just stormed through the poison orb and go ahead and picked up all 5 kills. You did see Nico pick up a few, however, but nothing worth noting, as it was pretty much a clean sweep on that first pistol round. Going in now to the half buy, we are going to see Elysium with not 1 but 2 kills with that Marshall. Let's see Miriam Carcass making 3 from Elysium. I want the ace. Elysium, I want the ace, my friend. If not, you forfeit and the map goes to Wave. That's how good you started.
Oh, John, he was hunting for it. Almost getting the kill onto Nico.
You hit him?
Yeah, did tag him, but not quite a kill just yet. Nico now having to posture through over to A. Of course, Poison Cloud, or Toxic Screen, sorry, blocking off mid. They've got a wall there as well from the side of ESUBA, and I'll be very impressed if Wave can do something here. But it is Zik, it is Nico, and they've been showing us some fantastic plays so far. Although Wave has to be very careful of the utility. Opposing side, his doppelganger, the Killjoy of ESUBA.
Last player
Taken down by the Spectre. Nico finds a pick on Bobbis, but not able to close it out. Patagon finding another 2 and getting the defuse as well. ESUBA posturing over 2 rounds to 0.
Yeah, good start so far for ESUBA on the defensive side of things, but we saw that on Bind, however, from Wave, who started things off relatively well in the first couple of rounds and started to fade towards the mid. But, you know, ESUBA starting this very, very strong. They are now heading into that bonus round as well, and the full buy coming through from the side of Wave. They're going to go ahead and pick up the Vandals and the Phantoms, where it's just going to be the Spectres, the Ghost, and the Marshal still for the side of ESUBA. And, you know, I've had a little look at the chat, and a few things that have been said in the chat is, listen, I don't know much Czech Republican. I don't even know if that's how you do with the right language or a lot of Czech, but I see the word Sova Viper lineup with like a face palm or something like that. So I know how frustrating they're going to be to play against. We're going to have to wait and see if we see any insane plays out of that duo. But it looks like the bomb is going to be headed over towards A. Lots of contact over towards Pipes and the upper rafters area. We're just waiting to see who is going to make the first move here as the wall goes back up for Viper. Not going to do any much damage to her because those players are already going to be pushed through. It's 3 players set up over towards A on the defensive side of things from ESUBA. We're going to see the Jet, the Sova, and the Killjoy. The alarm bot is going to trigger, but it doesn't matter because Muri's there to find one. I think it was Cider though who picked up that kill, but it was a fantastic spray transfer. He does do some damage to that player. Carcass finds one finally. 4 versus 2. The rotation coming in there from Elysium, but it's too little too late as Patter does fall. That is exactly what you wanted from Wave. They're looking to put on a flawless round. Yes, it is a bonus, so it's not going to hurt ESUBA's economy too much because they're just recycling those guns that they had in the second round. But that is what you wanted after a few poor rounds from Wave.
Absolutely. We're looking at ESUBA's Elysium now. If they can pick up a kill with this Marshal, which we've seen them pick up 3 already, at least that does push them a little bit further ahead in the economy. And Classic now actually getting a pick with this right click and feed. Nerf, what are you doing, Elysium? How does that work for you?
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen my reaction on camera there at all, but I've literally like face palmed myself like 4 times. He found a fantastic headshot with a right click, but then he chokes the second right click and hits the third right click. I think if he hit that second right click on the player up towards Pipes, he would have found 2 kills. But listen, nothing too much to worry about. We mentioned that it was the bonus round there from ESUBA, so they're not going to be too, frustrated that they've lost that round. They are going to now pick up that 4-buy with the Vandals and the Phantoms come through. We also saw 1 kill go through as well, so I think that player is going to be, I'm not too sure who it was that died from the side of Wave, but we are going to see an operator actually in the hands of 1 player. Not too sure who it is. I think it's
Okay,
going
Bobbis.
to be Bobbis, yeah, from ESUBA. He's going to be holding, you know, mid, looking at mid underpass. But it's going to be Pattery find some shots over towards Nico. And it looks like Wave, once again, no matter what map they play, it seems they like the A side.
Oh, I mean, when it comes to this, they don't want to go to B because that's where the Viper's sitting. They know if they've got the economy, there's going to be an operator there waiting, which is exactly what we see from ESUBA. But as I say that, a lot of utility comes out and it actually causes for them to be flushed towards B and mid. And the way this seems, ESUBA's picked up on this already. They're already rotating. We see straight away we have a player in mid as well. We have someone in kitchen. We have 2 players on B. Dash over by Carcass. Elysium using the poison off so he can escape perfectly fine. Seekers coming out from the side of Wave on the attack though. Is going to at least give them some information. They know there's 2 players over on B now. Mid. And Kilgore turret just go down any push there. Cider and Zig both find picks over on the mid side. And oh, Elysium!
Spike
Finds
down
2.
B.
Viper, why were you playing Goto? Your Viper's so good. Now controlling it at least finds one pick, but
enemy
it's a
remaining.
1 versus
Last
1.
player
6 seconds
standing.
on the clock and a very buggy spike plant. And good lineup there. At least Pascot doesn't need lineups when he's just getting headshots.
Yeah, fantastic retake there from the side of ESUBA. No doubt they're going to go ahead and try and find that operator. There it is, up in towards the top of that container. And Spike Diffusal now going to come through. And for a second, I thought it was going to be a offensive round win from Wade. But you know what? Elysium, we've seen him get 1 3K already so far. I think that was that 3K as well. We found 3 more kills in that round with the Vandal this time, not the Marshal. So proving, you know, he's not just a one-trick pony. He's not just Czech Republican's best sniper in the game, he's also a pretty decent Vandal player as well. And we are going to see a 3-1 round advantage now, so just the 2 rounds up for ESUBA. And ICEBOX is a map, you know, I feel like we always say this as casters and analysts, you know, when you first start to learn to play a game and maps, there's always whether it's going to be a T-sided or a CT-sided kind of map. But ICEBOX, it can go either way, honestly. You know, it's not really a map I feel like you can have more success on defense than offense because there's so many different, you know, plays you can make on it. So because the map is so small, you can rotate so quickly, you can take control of the map very quickly on offense as well. But we do see the recon drone coming through from Muri. He's going to get a little bit of information that 1 or 2 players going to be set up over towards A, but the Hunter's Fury now coming through from him as well. He's not going to tag anyone up, but Nico's going to come through as I say that. Muri finds 1 actually with that Hunter's Fury. That's going to be Bobbis as he drops Cider finds 1 as well. It's going to be a 5 versus 2. And it's all up to Elysium and Cancer. Can they retake here? It looks like Cancer's going to be up towards Rafters. And we are going to see... It wouldn't surprise me here if we just tried to keep hold of this operator here for the defensive side. And that's exactly what Elysium's going to do. No point trying to, you know, play a 5 versus 2 retake when you've got so much economy invested into 1 gun. That operator being 5,000 to go ahead and pick up should you die. And he's just going to go ahead and live to see another day. They're going to completely give up this bomb site. And it is going to be 3 rounds to 2 now in favor of ESUBA.
Something to take away from this, though, is once again, Wave playing with quite a bit of aggression there, knowing exactly how to deal with the utility that's being thrown at them from the defense. But another thing to look at as well is how structured their post-plant positioning was there. We only got a glimpse of it on the map, but even if they were going up against 3 or 4 players, I feel like it would still be quite difficult for the side of ESUBA to actually retake a site. However, of course, we have seen some greatness from ESUBA as well, as they do. I mean, they are still a 3-2. They are in the lead. And I'm interested to see what Wave does, posturing for A once again on the attack.
Together.
We are going to go into this 6th round now as it looks like we are going to still see that bomb focus towards A. And you mentioned how hard it is to push this B bomb site when you've got the Viper wall. As soon as you touch that wall, you go ahead and drop instantly 50 HP. So you pretty much put yourself 1 or 2 bullet. It pretty much rips your armor completely off, or if you've got half armor, it drops you down to just 75 HP. So it doesn't surprise me we are going to see here Wade once again focus this A bomb site. And momentarily, they actually had a 5 versus 1 over towards this A site. But we are going to see the rotation come through. It's going to be Hitch and Bobbis, who both go ahead and now stack their A site to put 3 players to the 2 split over at B as well. The recon bolt is going to be shot through. The locations revealed on a few players. And Muri's going to get tagged, and Hitch finds him through the wall. Nico finds Hitch, however, 4 versus 3, sorry. So wait, it does look like they've got momentarily somewhat of a numbers advantage, but they cannot push on and control this site just yet. It is going to be these swamp grenades who do stop that. As I say that, Zig's going to find one, can't find the stay transfer, but
Spike down.
Cancer is going to drop after finding the kill. Yeah, and Carcass finds the kill onto Elysium. The bomb plant going to come through as well. We are going to see the ult and be ready for Nico, so he's going to have the Seekers going into the next round. And 3-3 now in this map number 2.
Just having to look at there from ESUBA, as much as they lost the round, a little bit of greatness from their playstyle that we see is a lot of util being invested to the initial push just to thwart it. And something that we saw from Wave is they were trying to get onto the side so that it could use the Viper's Pit, but that was completely stopped because Hitch came in with the Owl drone, shot the dart, and revealed the Vipers. So as soon as Vipers revealed, using the Snake Pit, or Viper's Pit, it's not going to do anything because you'll be revealed. You can get shot through it. So just that type of play, those small little intricacies can change so much in a match. But of course, going into this round now, let's forget about intricacies because it's a save for ESUBA. Elysium holding a very sharp angle here with the Sheriff, and he's even going to peek a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to be Elysium with that Sheriff, like you mentioned. And he has got the Jet, who did updraft over towards the top of those containers. He might be able to find himself. So, oh, this is such a sneaky play here. All 5 of them are going to be coming down towards B long. Surely they have to check this corner. I think what he has done is he's put up that toxin wall slightly too early, and it might cost him his life. Oh my god, Elysium! Do you even have a crosshair, my friend? Because you just missed every bullet you shot. Oh no, XD indeed. Bobbis has invested the Stormblades, the Blade Stormer as well. This is completely fallen apart here for ESUBA. I'm not too sure why this has happened. We've seen Elysium kind of, you know, fluff his lines. We saw Bobbis, for some reason, uses the Blade Storm. The bomb jiggle's gonna come through. He's actually sticking the bomb. He's gonna be used as a meat shield. He's gonna stick to the beast, no he's not. He's gonna die. And somehow, Hitch is left alive. He finds one, there's 3 left. I have no idea what I've just watched in that round.
I mean, John, at least it was a save from ESUBA. I do feel like committing to buying the Sheriff, committing to the Blade Storm, and not having anything come out of it. The reason why I was the most worried is you almost saw the lockdown being used as well. And if Zik used the lockdown there, that would have been 2 ultimates, a strong sidearm buy, just absolutely wasted. So I'm glad we didn't at least see that. And on top of that, they almost got some of it too. Like,
I'm confused as to how one Elysium didn't get the kill on Bobbis. Not Bobbis, sorry, on the other Jet player. And then I'm so confused as to why Bobbis decided to pop his Blade Storm. Okay, I kind of understand it. If he finds one frag, he gets those knives straight back and he can maybe make a bit of a play. But we're talking about you guys. I'm pretty sure they ecoed that round, right? Or it was a very weak half-buy with just the Sheriff. Yeah. So, a little bit of a strange one. The Owl drone does find one, but we are going to see that lockdown come through from Zik.
Take the Hunter's Fury to take them out of backside, and
the counter killjoy though from the defenders. The counter killjoy has come through as well. So the counter lockdown is going to come through. The attackers do detain one, but you can see the defenders are forced to scurry their way out. But they've now got complete control of B site. What a great rotation from Wave.
Just an absolute fake here. Over in
Spike
the 8th
planted.
round on ICEBOX. Wave 1 round ahead. Oh my god, what a sharp angle from Bobbis. He finds the pick. Can he get the next one? Yes, he can. Bobbis. What a lovely 2 shots, and now to 2 versus 2. He does have Blade Storm, but he's swapped over to the Vandal instead of the Operator. He knows that he has to play a little bit more close quarters. Carcass right now has Blade Storm as well. Oh my! Muri with the shock dart, Carcass with the follow-up. Just absolutely decimating ESUBA's defense in a 2v2. Wave come out on top. 5-3. We're on round 9 now. And John, ESUBA looked like they were so far ahead. Now things are really changing the tide.
Yeah, 4 rounds in a row here now for Wave. I'm not too sure if he made an intentional pun on words in the way and the tides are turning there, but if not, I'm going to give you credit for it anyway, my friend. We are going to see now, heading into the 9th round as we get into that halfway stage. that three-quarter stage of this first half, and still A favourable here for the side of Wave. And I mean, to be fair, after seeing Elysium shoot that Sheriff, I'm surprised they've not just flooded B site every round since then. But we are going to see Carcass make his way over towards the A site. He finds the kill onto his doppelganger of Bobbis. It's going to be Patter who drops after Nico finds 2 hits. He's going to fall as well. 5 versus 2 now. The res is available for the Sage, but
one enemy remaining.
As I say that, the shot dart comes through. Cider finds one.
All
And
the server mains
really
out
good.
there, you need to look at that one. Just getting that little cubby underneath the rafters there on A site for ICEBOX. That's a little bit of a TTV tours, right?
Yeah, this is... I couldn't agree more. As we are going to see now, the 10th round. After, you know, let's just say, let's give a huge credit here to Wave. They started a little bit shaky. I think they lost the first 3 rounds, or sorry, it was the first 2 rounds. And then they went 3-1 down. But since then, they've played pretty much flawless Valorant. Everyone seems to be communicating very well. They know what angles to be holding, who's watching what, and what exercise they want to go ahead and try and use, or execute rather, to take hold of that bomb site. And now, the spike is going to be dropped over towards A. Oh my god, look at the rotation here. Already has come in from ESUBA. 4 players are flooded towards B site. The bomb is actually down at the back of A in towards T spawn. And they could actually sell some sort of fake here and take A site if they're quick enough.
I feel like this could even be, I mean, I don't even know what the right terminology would be, but something like a double fake, because they can get a lot of information, they can just start pacing on the map and deciding what's happening. Right now, Wave is toying with ESUBA. 3 players on B, 1 in kitchen, 1 on A. Yet they do not know where they should be looking for Wave. Posturing through, over to A. Bobbis has the spike, and they're moving in.
I think it's the fact as well that Wave have done such a good job of not really making much noise either side of the map that they've not potentially called this double fake. But as I say that, it is going to be Muri who tags 1 up with the Hunter's Fury. It's going to be Patter who dodges his way out of that. He's going to go ahead and pop the swamp grenades after the alarm bot does go ahead and trigger. But it looks like we aren't going to see the double fake. We're just going to see a full commit to the A site with Patter. Does get traded out, however, after it is going to be Zeke who trades the kill on the opposite killjoy, but Cancer finds 1 hit, finds the second, and what looked like it was going to be a clean sweep onto the A site. It's all up to Carcass, my friend. As I say that, he finds 1, can't find a second, as Bobbis is going to go ahead and trade that out. And I don't know, are we starting to see some sort of reminiscence of what we saw on map number 1 here, where we get to that middle stage of the game and Wave starts to get a little bit stuck on the offensive side of things. They start to question themselves, they start to, you know, be a bit indecisive on what they're doing. They take too long, and ESU would just sweep up and take the round.
I mean, absolutely, and a small, once again, I'm going to talk about a server play here. The way that the Owl drone was used by Hitch, actually covering Cancer, and once the Owl drone was shot, Cancer was just behind the Owl drone, able to get the pick because the bullets were first hitting the bot. And, I mean, that's not really something that's always planned, but it worked out so well for them, and Zeke sadly got the arse end of it. But now moving over back to A, and you're talking about the indecision. The Hunter's Fury is no longer on the board for them. However, they do have a Viper's Piss and they do have a Bladestorm. Hitch not actually finding all too much with that Aldro. Nobody on Wave opting to shoot it. Patagod, interesting angle to hold over in tower, and out comes the Trailblazer to initiate the push. Unfortunately being stuck in the toxic screen, but Zek finds Patagod, and now that means that there's no util to really stop the push right now. Cider finds Hitch as well. That's a 5 versus 3. Viper's Pit is out, and Bobbis to find a way to really push into this pit. Holding in corner on these rafters, uses Bladestorm, jumps over, finds 1, but he gets taken down by Cider right afterwards. Carcass holding inside the Viper's Pit. Nico going to be going for the plant, whilst right now
1 enemy remaining.
To find a way to posture in. Elysium falls down, and he might just miss this. Is going to be a 4-3 meme, and yes it is, but it can't do it all. Cider finds Cancer after he gets a 2k, and now 7-4.
Last round in the
last
half.
round of the half here, John. What do you want to see?
I think we've got to see full aggression from the side of Wave here to take this eighth round on the board, or sorry, so this 13th round, should I say, but the 8th round for them on offense. They've got the Bladestorm, they've got the Seekers. If I'm them, I send probably the Sova Bolt towards the back of A. I pop the Seekers straight through afterwards. I then use the Blade Storm from Bobbis, although he's not really fragging the best at the moment. Sorry, I'm not even talking about Bobbis. What I'm talking about, he's the player from ESUBA with the Jet, it's Carcass rather. You send Carcass and just say, listen, you dash onto the side, go and frame. This is exactly what's happened. The recon bolt does come through. We saw the Seekers come through. Carcass does find the threat. Are we going to see the Blade Storm invested in do but he uses these knives? But it's just completely falling apart here for the side of Wave as ESUBA with a fantastic defensive hold. We have got the Resurrection available from the Sage as well as the Hunter's Fury. Now, should he hear the bomb plant come through, he can pop that Hunter's Fury to take him off of the bomb. 4 versus 3 here in this 12th round. If Wave put this 8th round on the board and go in at the half 8-4 up, they are looking very, very strong going into the defensive side. You see there, the bomb jiggle does try to bait out a few players. The swamp grenade does come through. It doesn't go ahead and roll its way over the top of that wall, however. So the spike is planted. 3 versus 3 here. 1 ultimate available, and that is the Hunter's Fury on the side of ESUBA, which I think is occupied by Hitch. But Nico finds one onto Patter. Hitch does get that kill, however, on
one
to
enemy
Z.
remaining.
Hitch finds Nico. It is a 2 versus 1. Is all up.
Last
Sider finds the kill onto Elysium. 5 bullets and Hitch catches it with the 4K. 5 bullets in a drain. He doesn't even need 4 more of them. He finds one. He finds the headshot. And it is going to be 5 rounds to 7 in favor of Wave. As Wave now jump over to the defensive side of things with ESUBA on the offense. What a strange turn of events in that round.
Absolutely. I mean, I was about to say, just to slow you down a bit there, John, I mean, the patience from Hitch here, hearing the first bomb plant, knowing it's going to be a fake, and then on the second one, still not using Hunter's Fury, and then following up with that afterwards, so that the rest of his players can get in position to protect him whilst he uses it. I love that. The patience, the discipline coming in from ESUBA, showing that they are here to win it. They're here to turn the tides. They are on the back foot, but they're able to at least step it up when it matters. And I have to give it to our observer as well, catching all of that. Fantastic work there. But moving back over onto A, we're seeing it again. It looks like ESUBA also wants to be playing this A side here, John.
Yeah, and again, we obviously don't have the Viper set up over towards B, strangely enough, for the defending side of Wave. He's going to be set up towards A, which might prove fatal for the side of ESUBA, as there you go. The wall comes through after Cedar finds the first kill, so anyone that now even touches a toenail onto this wall, they're going to instantly drop down to 50 HP. As I say, that's sadly going to get some unfortunate timing on the cross, but it's going to be Bobbis who's down to 2 HP, so if anything, not only is the numbers advantage in favor of Wave, the HP advantage is as well. The Poison Orb is going to be popped to block anyone out looking out from bottom of rafters towards the back A side, and still, it looks like ESUBA aren't going to give up and try to rotate. They are going to push their way over towards this A site if possible. The Recon Bolt does come through as that dart isn't going to tag anyone up, as Patter does take down one. So 4 versus 4 now. Oh, what fantastic movement out of Patter. Not too sure if that's Patter or Peter Parker, to be honest with you, as Elysium finds 2. 3 versus 1 now, as he finds the 3K. Carcass drops. Oh my god, that movement was insane from Patter. He uses the sort of somewhat of a near like a Raze-esque satchel boost off of that rope to fly around the corner and completely control ult, delete that player off of the map. Really, really good play out of Patter.
I must say, calling him Patter Parker is more than accurate right now. Fantastic plays from ESUBA pushing on to A. I do really appreciate the way that they're able to change gears. They pushed in, they lost a player, they pulled back, and they pushed right back in, but with even more force. They're knowing that they're using up the utility, especially in the early rounds when there isn't that much in the bank for either side, but we're going to potentially see a massive flash here. Cancel completely flashed out. Brave, not able to find anything. Side and Nico both find a player each, but of course there is a trade coming out from Elysium. Nico falls, and mid is very much poisoned off, but even though they had vision of the spike there, they're backing off. They didn't want to play the spike control because they were outnumbered here, John.
Yeah, and not only that, one thing to mention as well is this is the half-buy round as well for ESUBA, as they are going to pick up them Spectres. So 2 players have actually dropped, so I think 1 gun will be recycled back into the hands of Wave as well. So, and I'm not too sure if it's Muri who might have picked it up over towards B, but he's got the info that at least 2 players are over towards Tube and mid, and you can see the rotation. This is going to be just a straight massacre, head-to-head fight. As I say that, Hitch finds the first one to see. The Patterns, they're going to be picking up Carcass as well. 3 versus 2 now. Hitch and the boys going to go ahead and make their way over towards A, but I don't think they expect Zeke to be here, but Patter is just slightly quicker on the shots.
30 seconds left.
And it actually, no, I thought Muri had recycled that
Spike planted.
that Spectre after getting the kill, but he didn't. He's going to be looking for some exits, and I just think it's going to be a round on the board here for...
Yeah, John, I think what happened here, Miri passed the Spectre over to Zik, actually, over in the trades there because of the position that they were going to be playing for. But of course, I doubt that they were going to see a massive clutch here from Miri, although
revealing area
are not on the sheet here. But what we can talk about, though, is how things are going to be panning out now, because the score has evened out. 7-7, sides have swapped, and ESUBA are not slowing down.
Yeah, and the good thing about this is, obviously, it's gonna, you can see here pretty much for the economy side of Wave as well. They're pretty much flat out broke after this round should they lose it. So they're investing very heavily here into this 4-buy. Whereas you look at the economy on the side of ESUBA, they're pretty much good. A few of their players can afford to 4-buy should they lose this round as well. And 7-0 at the moment. I think this is probably one of the first times we've seen in this series that the game's actually been tied up all level. We've always seen a sort of back and forth flip-flopping rounds, and let's see how this one plays out. ESUBA is going to elect to push over aggressively towards A, but one thing I like on the side of Wave is they got very aggressive up towards B long. They've not spotted anyone, so they're going to pretty much call that there's no info on B. This is most likely going to be an A. That's why the Aldro is coming through now. He spotted 3 players there with that Aldro on the side of Wave. That's going to be Muri who gets all that intel for his squad. And it does not surprise me here that you see ESUBA start to boot scoot and boogie their way over towards the B site. As, you know what, but they're just going to walk straight into the firing line of Carcass here.
And Carcass brought up to a Vandal, which is quite unexpected to say the least. Well, I mean, not unexpected at all, sorry. They're actually the team that bought up, and they're going to be broke after this one. Sorry, mixed up the teams a little bit there, but well, just from something that we're going to see from that type of play, of course, they have the advantage on the long range. That's why ESUBA is actually backing off over to A again. They know they have the close range weaponry, and they have to bring the fight to Wave. And, oh, Bobbers! What a shot onto Muri, gets taken up by Cider though, but that shot is not for this player.
30
Cider
seconds
finds
left.
2, Cancer going for a plant over in tower, and we do have a swarm grenade being placed there as well from Zik. Or actually from Patagod, sorry, I'm switching these teams around way too much here, John.
I think it's because the team comps are so similar that it's hard sometimes to keep up to date with who's playing who. Nico, he finds the kill onto Patter, so that's the swamp grenade completely taken out of the game for the afterplant. He finds the headshot as well. Carcass onto Cancer. Can he find the kill onto Elysium? No. 2 versus 1, but Nico's there as well. The vulnerability just runs out in time as he gets it half. You're going to see the defuse come through of the spike, and it's going to be 8th round on the board for Wave.
And a fantastic choice there is Zik actually giving the ultimate orb from defusing the spike over to Nico to make sure that he has the Seekers coming into round number 16. And of course, that can be used to great effect. We have seen Nico and Bobbers both opting to play over on the side of B, or Nico and Carcass, sorry, playing B, so they do have that long range play to work with. And it seems like everyone except for the Sova has managed to buy up back to rifles. So seeing what might happen here, we do have some close range fights on A, but Bomb and the players ESUBA is looking like
Scanning ahead.
B doesn't seem like a bad choice for them to go to. Might not expect someone up top, but Cancer does, and Carcass falls.
Yeah, well, they're forced to go to B because the Viper's Pit does come through for the side of Wave on that A site, and that completely shuts off all around pipes, all around rafters, as well as towards where that orb's going to be as well. So Cancer is going to try and get that bomb plant down. The wall instantly broke. However, if that swamp grenade goes, go ahead and pop straight away. And if you're ESUBA here, if you win this round, you're looking great going into the next round as well, providing you pick up the frags. Because every single player, I'm not too sure if you saw the kill column or the kill feed rather, sorry, before this, they're all 1 or 2 kills off their ultimate abilities. The lockdown though does come through after we do see that Killjoy find that first frag. So this is looking great here. This is going to force all of the defending players of Wave straight back towards the middle of the map, in and around towards Snowman as well. So they're going to pretty much have all the information and all the intel on where these defending players are going to be set up. So ESUBA right now looking in a great spot to take this round. And it would not surprise me if we just see a full save here come off, and it looks like that's what's going to happen. Wave are going to run away. They want to try and keep those rifles, but as I say, that Cancer drops as well, and Patter's in a great spot to pick up a few frags. He finds the kill onto Nico. And what looked like it was going to be a 4-player save from the side of Wave, it is just a duo left of Cider and Zeke. And that is a huge, huge round there for the side of ESUBA, because not only that, they get the resurrection on the Sage, but they take 3 guns out of the hands of Wave, who was already really, really struggling to eco.
Yeah, the economy on Wave cannot be looking good at all. They could actually be in a pretty dire situation. When we do also, on top of that, look at right now, it's 8-8 again. They've tied it up once again. This is definitely the type of series where we could see it go to the distance. This is a best of 3 for all you viewers out there. And I mean, Wave is already up 1 win. So if the Super come out on top here, we go to map 3. But Carcass now over on B, which is round 17, picking up the orb, and the Blade Storm is activated for the Sage. We've been critical about it before from ESUBA, but now Wave has it on the board.
Yeah, and this is again relatively risky from Wave, because they're using this in somewhat of a pretty much an eco round. They only have the 2 Vandals that were saved from the last round. Everyone else is on pretty much a poor man's buy round. I think they picked up some armor and maybe a few sheriffs, or not even that. They've actually just stick with the classics, so it's gonna be a full eco from 3 of the other players. So a little bit surprised that Carcass is investing this Blade Storm in here, especially with. This is going to be huge from Carcass here. This is going to be huge. He has to pick up at least 2 frags with this Blade Storm here and get out with his life. And he's going to find the kill to Bobbits. That's exactly what you needed. Fantastic use of the right click with the knives there. He gets all of those knives straight back and levels it up. Sorry, now at a 5v4, but he chokes the shots onto Hitch. He actually only hits 1 bullet, so he's going to need to get killed by the Sage as well. And what looked like could have been a pretty much a top tier play out of Bobbits there. He dropped, but he's going to get resurrected straight away though. As I say that, this is all falling apart from Wave.
Out of charge.
The players have dropped. The res has come through now for the side of ESUBA. It's going to be a 5 versus 3. Now it's going to be damage limitation from Wave here. Hopefully you've still got a few of those Vandals left in the hands. I'm pretty sure it was Cider who had the Vandals, so he has to definitely try and save that. Even try and keep hold of his Sheriff as well if he can. And just do some sort of damage and maybe take a gun out of ESUBA's hand if you can. But as I say that, Muri is going to drop. You're going to see these players sprint away. Cider, he's the player who had the Vandal as well, so he's going to drop. And this is falling apart in this round from Wave. And I think that comes down to...
taken out here as well. Okay, no, he's just going to hold him.
No, he's safe on the bomb,
Yeah, but John, and another thing to look at here is just... The patience, well, not patience, the restraint that we're seeing from ESUBA. They had the side control, but the way that they were holding yellow and main, they were just holding back in an angle where they don't need to reveal anything about themselves. We did see the Sheriff being held on the right side of yellow from the defenders. Not a single peek came from there after they got a pick already on the site and players were running away. Then we saw a peek from it and they got a pick off. So ESUBA, the restraint and the discipline that these players are able to show when they are turned on, when their dial is turned to 11, is just, it's impressive to watch.
Yeah, and I think, you know, one thing in particular, I know ESUBA, we were speaking briefly in the break where how crazy their fans are and how supportive they are. All I can see in the chat right now is just a wall of blue and white hearts representing the boys from the Czech Republic. So they want to make this go to a 3rd map. They don't want to bow out at the 1st stage here and let their fans down, no doubt. And they're doing a great job of it, of really taking the fight to Wave here in this map number 2 as we head into this 18th round. And if ESUBA, you know, put this round on the board, I just want to quickly bring up the scoreboard quick, so I want to look at the economy. So the economy, again, is very poor from the side of Wave. If they win this round, I think they're going to force Wave into maybe a half fight, if not yet another eco. And they're going to be going into like 11 rounds up, and Wave can't make any mistake. As I say that, Cider does find one, but if Bobbies and Hitch, you go ahead and trade that. The Blade Storm now coming through from Bobbies as well. He's going to updraft. Oh, look at this off angle he's holding here. This is a fantastic off angle. I love the fact that he switched back to that Vandal as well, because, you know, trying to hit that Blade Storm shot, although you have the 100% accuracy while moving, it's going to be a very hard angle to hit, especially when those knives spread out so wide. Sick with a 6 shot of his own to take down Panzer, but Bobby's going to trade that out. 2 versus 1. It's all luck to Hitch. He drops his 6, finds 3 kills that round. The 3k on the board. The defuse is going to come through, and a lot of utility and the Blade Storm obviously invested into that round from ESUBA. They get shut down, and just when we think ESUBA could potentially start to put a bit of daylight between the two teams. Wave, they're there. They crash straight back into the shores and they live to see another day.
What a fantastic analogy coming in from you there, John. Wave, definitely. I mean, bit by bit,
Placing
they're
swamp
inching it
grenade.
back, and luckily they had the initial advantage. So it almost feels like ESUBA has been winning a lot more than they have, and Wave is just always bringing it back. It started off with ESUBA always having to catch up with Wave, and now once the half has changed, it's the complete inverse. So Zik now opting to hold mid, and we haven't really seen much action in mid because of the amount of power that the Viper Poison Cloud has in there. The attackers. Hitch going to be doing a very, very aggressive house drone, but oh, does he see? Okay, he at least sees one player. The Cider is always ready to use the Viper fights, and what an aggressive push from Bobus, showing ESUBA's talent once again to play this aggressive playstyle. Oh my! Cancel down there, but Bobus is still going to be going for the plant. Zik on his own on site right now.
Spike planted.
Narrowly avoiding the poison cloud, which has actually gone all the way through into back site.
That is a great use of the Viper's actually died. I'm sorry to cut you off there, Cloud, but it was a flash come through from Sky. He got the info off the sound cue to tell them one of the players were blinded. The Viper drops, but as I say that, it's still a 1v1. Bobby skips 2. Hitch tags the player as well with the Hunter's Fury. The bomb is planted for him. Nico can't get the kill. Hitch finds the frags. And that all comes down to the fact that he actually tagged him with the Hunter's Fury. So momentarily, he had the information onto where he was moving towards. Fantastic use of that Hunter's Fury. And somehow, Hitch puts the round on the board after what I thought Wave had a great retake after the flash from Nico comes through, using those guiding lights to get the information onto where the Viper was. It was then Zik who pushed in to find the kill onto Cedar. And then all of a sudden, Hitch just throws that Hunter's Fury down and levels things up and finds that 1v1. Really good use of that Hunter's Fury to get the information. And these two teams, they cannot be separated on ICEBOX right now.
Not at all. Of course, we're moving over into round 20, and this is where things are going to get extremely heated. Of course, we do just have a quick pause between these players, but something that we can take tally of is what these ultimate abilities are going to be looking like and what the economy is going forward, because of course from the side of Wave, they have been having a shaky economy for a while. Nico disconnected, which
I think Wave have to
hurt your morale a bit, hey?
Yeah, I mean, it's at least he's disconnected and he's performing well in the game. It's not like he's disconnected while still being in the game, if you know what I mean, and he's just an extra person on the map. But let's look at the economy. The squad from Wave, I feel like they have to full eco at some point and just go for an eco rush onto a site and do some sort of damage and maybe even recycle a gun out if they can, because I think this is like the 4th or 5th round in a row now, Cloud, where we've really seen some sort of scuffed buys from the side of Wave. We've seen a full buy here or there, but we've seen players pick up half armor, or I think we had a Spectre at one point out of Muri as well, because every time, this is what's going to happen here. I'm telling you what's going to happen right now is ESUBA will win this round. They will go to 11, and then we are going to have some sort of really scuffed buy come through from Wave, and they're then going to win that round. And when you think that their economy is going to start to build from there, they will lose the following round to put themselves back on an eco or a half buy round once again. That has literally been the recurring theme that as we've seen throughout this whole game. Somehow, Wave are still in this game after the amount of, half buys and sort of scuffed buys that they've had to have in the game. So huge credit to them. But on this full eco round right now, we're not even going to see really any armor being brought. We're just going to see a few frenzies here or there and one sheriff from Cider. These guys are just going to get aggressive. They're going to try and get this round done as quickly as possible, go into that next full buy and try and put 11 rounds on the board for them. But it would not surprise me if we see sort of that recurring theme again where they just lose the full buys after ecoing.
I mean, we can talk about that as much as we want, but look at the angles held by the attackers right now. I call them defenders because they're playing so far back. They're expecting an aggressive push from the defenders, and as such, they're just holding back completely. And all the defenders know is that they're not going B. They don't know anything else. So right now, ESUBA has every choice in their hands as the defenders have to stack up and push. And it looks like they've managed to fake it out completely as they're going to be walking to an empty B site.
Yeah, and one thing I liked there as well is that we saw how aggressively, I think it was the 3 players, or it might have been 2 players from the side of Wave got aggressively up towards B long with those frenzies. And listen, I've experienced the frenzy in the face firsthand in sort of comp and rank games, and I know how fast that gun can shoot. So they just played really slow back. They knew that Wave was on an eco, so they might get a little bit aggressive. They didn't want to lose too many guns, and I like that. They backed up. The rotation has come in because they think they're going to go towards A. They've got a full B site control. The Viper's set up for the lineups. You've got the Killjoy with the swamp grenades down as well. This is a really good round right now for the side of ESUBA. But look, let's not get carried away. They're on a full buy. We know the eco round is out of Wave right now, so it would not surprise us if we see them lose this. All I'm saying right now, Wave, if you are watching, if you are listening, somehow you can travel 2 minutes into the future because that's the length of the delay we have on. Do not use any of your utility. Do not use any of your ults unless you are 100% in a position to win this round. As I say that, Siler finds the first. Can't find the second and easily trades that out.
Running out of time. Carpus playing so aggressive, does get another pick as well. They are hurting the economy, but they've another one of their players has fallen. Patagon back north, and all of Wave falls, but that's not really a problem for them. And John, just off of that, I mean, something so small as a Sage barrier orb holding off the default for the plant on B, they knew, the side of ESUBA knew that Wave was on a save. They could not break the wall with their utility, even if they, or they could, but they would have to commit so much to it. And it was only Cider that was on the site there with the Sheriff, just getting a few shots and they're not able to break it. So I think that even though Wave had the buy there, they still played that out perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, they did a bit of damage, but we are now moving on to that full buy. And again, if you looked at the economy, this is a must-win round for Wave here. If not, you're heading into that sort of 21st round, 22nd round with 12 rounds on the board from ESUBA, and you're going in with Spectres and half armor. You do not want that to be the case at all. The Owl drone coming through from ESUBA. They're going to get a little bit of info. The Blade Storm is coming out, and I think ESUBA smell the blood, but Carcass! My friend, we know who the better jet is in this lobby. As I say that, the res does come through. It's going to be hit through his pick straight back up after Nico trades that out. 4 versus 4 now. We have got a Viper's Pit being used as well over towards the A site. As I say that, Wave are going to trade a kill out yet again. It's Nico and Patagon. The barrier orb is going to go up for the wall of the Sage. He's going to try and slowly edge forward and get that plant. The guiding lights come through. They both past each other. Nico with the 3k. It's Cancer who trades that out. It's Cancer with the 2k as he shuts down Zeke. It's all up to the Viper. The plant's going to come through.
Spike planted.
And somehow, with 6 HP and very much a dream, he is still alive. See, he's got the information. He's gonna pop the poison orb. He's just gonna try and stick this defuse. He's gonna try and stick the defuse. He's jiggled it. Oh, he pulled the knife out. Why is out? My friend, I know you want some clips for the Instagram or the Twitter page, but Jesus, we're in a tournament here, my friend. Don't pull out your knife there. He doesn't get the peek. He gets taken down.
Oh my, I mean, I think that he had the right idea, but just the complete wrong execution there. Definitely something, I mean, as you say, it's either going for the clips or it's nerves being put into play here. And that's not something you can have when you're in the quarterfinals of a 2.5k Euro tournament. You want to win this, you want the prize money, and this is it. There is no second chance.
Yeah, and you can see here, I mentioned you did not want to lose that round if you was Wade, because now you're going into this with, you know, Spectres, Guardians, not the full usage of weaponry and armory you want. And on the side of ESUBA, they are looking great, but we have got the Blade Storm in the hands of the Jet player for the squad of Wade, which I think is Carcass. He's going to be sat down towards the bottom of Tube, but there you go, Hitch comes through there with the Recon Dart. He's going to scout out all the locations and then players on B, so it's going to be... This is just gonna be. It's the Sova. Who's the Sova?
Oh, Yuri.
Let's find one.
Oh, one's not enough in this situation. I mean, sure, they traded 1-to-1. It's 4 versus 4, but right now, ESUBA does have the stronger arsenal, and as you said, they also have the better armor. Carcass, however, with the Blade Storm, staring down match point and having a huge weight in his shoulder.
The Killjoy is going to happen as well. I think the Sage is going to get the plant. If the Sage player gets the plant, he's going to have the resurrection to then go back and resurrect one of those players. Carcass is trying to play for France. He's going to beat the Sage.
30 seconds left.
He drops. It's 4 versus 2. Here you go. The bomb plant's going to go through. Nico tries to find the flash, but it does drop him, and it is all up to Zeke. And my friends, the Czech Republic stand strong. We are going to map number 3.
Oh my, ESUBA, showing us that everything that